Today I am at Wellington International Airport and it's time for a lift tour. Now, it must have been a good 5 or 6 years, I think, since I last did a proper lift tour at this airport, and my goodness, has this place changed since then. We are going to start, however, though, on familiar territory. We're going to go out into the car park and we're going to ride the lift in the existing 2-storey car park, which is a hydraulic Schindler M-series lift from the late 1990s. This grotty old parking lift. This is the other hydraulic lift, the somewhat grotty looking car park lift. Yeah, this lift starts levelling stupidly early, so it takes ages to level. This door, I like that fast door close. You'd normally think of Schindler's Schindler M-series lifts as being really efficient. This one definitely isn't. I quite like this cab though, actually. Not bad for a car park. Come back and we'll watch these doors slam shut. Oh, that happened sooner than I expected. But there it goes, and that's it. At the northern end of the existing car park is the airport's brand new car park, a new 10-storey construction which has some really nice brand new Schindler 5500 MRLs in it. Although for some reason these lifts seem to be set to run at only 1 metre a second, which is pretty slow for 10 floors. I'm surprised that these aren't set to run at 1.6 actually. Okay, back to the slow 5500s. Interestingly enough, some of these floors have FIGS call stations. Oh, the posters are new. Oh, where are you going? Oh, what? Where?
Door closing. Floor 1. Door open. Elevator is going up. Door closing.
Asian voice. These lifts are stupidly slow for 10 floors. I think these are only running at like 1 metre a second when really they should have been set to 1.6. Because this is stupidly slow. And it's not like the gap between floors is especially big. These lifts really are just set to run at a slow speed, which I don't understand.
Floor 8.
Although it is worth the wait when you see the view out here, because you can actually get a view of the entire tarmac out here. We'll just get a quick look. Oh my god, that's windy. Whoa! I'm worried I might lose my hat. You can see the whole runway. Let's come back in out of the wind. On this floor you can actually see it's got the correct linear call station.
Going down. Door closing.
Go down to the ground. So capacity 1450 kgs, 19 persons. So this is the new car park, opened up just at the end of last year.
Ground floor.
We are at ground.
Door open.
Okay. I'm going to take these lifts to 1 because I actually want to be on the first floor anyway, so it's there. So double panel. As I said, these poster boards are new, they weren't here last time. Here we are. there's the lifts. Yellow wall. Now that we're done with the car park, we're going to head inside the main terminal building and into the main lift between levels ground and 1, which is another 90s Schindler hydraulic M series. Now we finally got this lift to ourselves. Nice big Schindler from 1999. There's your capacity. One of the airport's terminal's original lifts. It's only hydraulic, which is disappointing. Here we are. Whoa. All right. Now that we're inside the main part of the terminal building, there have been a few changes. At this point in the lift tour, I used to take you down to the far end where the turboprop planes park to show you the 1980s V&M McGrath lift there. However, I can't actually do that anymore. The layout of the airport has changed, and that whole part of the airport is now airside only. But even if we were allowed to go down there, we still wouldn't be able to ride the lift. Since they've changed the layout of aircraft parking, that part of the airport is no longer used for turboprop planes. Therefore, that little ground floor area is now a staff-only area. So that lift actually isn't open to the public anymore. To give you a quick feel though for what this lift actually looks like, here's some old footage of this lift from several years ago. This is the lift at the other end. V&M McGrath.
Good afternoon, New Zealand and Star Alliance. Welcome back to New Zealand, Flight 452. We invite passengers with completed check-in formalities to please proceed through security now at gate 17 to electric boarding crew. On behalf of New Zealand, I'd like to apologise for
It's an old... One's burned out. Small lift for an airport. It's an old 80s lift. It's a V&M McGrath. No floor indicator. It's hydraulic. Here we are at 1. Big bump. And we'll take it back down the G. Door close. Door close button works. 2-speed doors. Totally original. Even still got the old 80s. Oh god, that bangs, doesn't it? Still think it's really small though for an airport. And this lift could have easily been made scenic because of where it is positioned. Going back to the main part of the terminal, we're now going to go to our next lift, which is the lift up to where the new Air New Zealand lounge is. Now this lift is a Schindler 3300 MRL lift. It was installed in I think 2016 and it's a European style one. Fantastic lift, and it goes from level 0, which you can't actually get into the lift from level 0 from the outside because the door's locked, so I had to go down the stairs, and then it goes up to the main floor on level 1 and then up to the Air New Zealand lounge on level 2. And the last one to do, the Schindler 3300. I can't remember when this one was installed, 2015, 2016. This one actually has a functioning chime, which is nice. And it's European style.
Floor 2.
Love that voice. Okay, we need to let the doors close first. Well, that's a bit dicky, isn't it? So capacity.
Floor 0.
We'll just go back up to 1. It says 0 staff only, but it literally just takes you down to a back exit where the door's locked. So, it literally just takes you down to a back exit with a locked door. That's literally it. I mean, I just came in this way and walked down those stairs. Well, there we go, and that's it. And now to our next lift in the main part of the terminal. Now this is another Schindler 3300 MRL that was installed in 2015, I think it was. It's an Asian style one. Now this one goes down from the main level down to gates, I think it's 18 and 19, where some of the little turboprop planes park at. Now, when this lift was installed back in 2015, it was actually public access to go down there, so anybody could do that. However, they've now moved the entrance to the gate from the bottom up to the top, which means that technically that gate is now airside, so I can't ride the lift anymore. So again, we're having to resort to archival footage.
Now through gate 15. Electronic devices must not be used when cross-line turning. Please follow the clearly known path to the stairs toward the aircraft entrance. A call for remaining customers will be given shortly.
Door closing. Elevator is going down.
Not sure. This is the brand new talking Schindler 3300 lift at Wellington Airport that goes down to one of the gates. It's only been open a couple of months.
Door opening. Door closing. Elevator is going up.
As you can see, there's your capacity. Rather dark cab. Well, there's 2 lights not working, which would explain it. In fact, 3 lights not working.
Floor 1.
That would probably explain why it's so dark in here.
Door.
Sorry for the shaky cam. Here we are back at 1. Nice Schindler FIGS fixtures. There it goes. That's it. Now that's all of the lifts for the main part of the terminal that we can ride. The only other lift is the lift up to the police station down at the other end, which obviously is locked off, and that's another 90s Schindler. Now though, we have to go to the new Ridges Hotel, which has just been built on the airport site. It's the new airport hotel. Now, to get up to the hotel, it starts up on the 2nd floor. Well, now there is obviously the escalators and the stairs, or there is a lift. So there is a corridor around near where some toilets are, where there used to be 2 90s Schindler M Series service lifts, but both of these lifts were recently replaced with 2 brand new Schindler 5500 MRLs. Now the lift on the left is still a service lift, but the one on the right allows for public access to the hotel going between levels 1 and 2. It also goes down to level 0, but that's locked off. Now I actually filmed these lifts about 1 or 2 months ago, just after they first opened, But since I filmed that video, I went back to film this lift tour and found that the voice unit has been activated, which is just fantastic. And I'm really excited to see the UK voice on a 5500 for the first time, and it's also the first time I've seen a lift in New Zealand with the full UK Schindler voice that has the doors closing and lift is going up announcements. Really, really cool to see. So these are the same new ones that I filmed last time. But the voice unit has now been enabled. These ones are 5500s. So unlike the other lifts, which are 33, these are 55.
Lift is going down.
We can't go to level 0. Full English voice. You don't know how happy I am. Yeah, we can't go to level 0, that's locked off.
Floor 1, door opening. Lift is going up. Door closing.
When I filmed these the first time, when they just opened, the voice unit wasn't working. But it's now fully functioning.
Door opening.
Yep. 0's locked.
Door closing. Floor 1, door opening.
That's the first time I've heard the full version of the UK voice in New Zealand, and the first time I've heard the UK voice on a 5500 in New Zealand as well, so that's fantastic. Note there are two lifts here. The left one is actually a service lift, even though they don't say it. The right one is for the ridges, and I can prove it because that one's locked off. So yeah, that's it. And now we're going to go into the hotel itself, where there are a couple of lifts here. First, we're going to go to the side lift, which goes from the second floor down to levels 1 and level 0, so for access to the airport's main car park. And this lift is a brand new Schindler 3300. Oh, who set it up like this? Car park, pickup. So Schindler 3300, New Ridges Hotel at Wellington Airport. I really hate it when they set buttons up so that they only put the button on the side the doors open. It just makes lifts unnecessarily confusing for people.
Floor 0.
Oh, the new Asian voice.
Floor 0.
See, here we are at pickup. There is an indicator on both sides, so these are brand new.
Floor 2.
Okay, the voice unit is on this side though.
Floor 2.
And finally, to finish off this lift tour, we're going to look at the lifts inside the actual hotel part of the hotel. Now, this is a set of 2 Schindler 3300 MRLs. Now, these lifts are a little bit weird for 2 reasons. Firstly, for some reason, they decided to use 02, 03, 04, 05 as the floor numbering, which is odd to say the least. And second of all, because for some weird reason, the right-hand lift required a key card, you know, the hotel room card, to operate the lift because all the floors are locked. But that didn't seem to be the case in the left-hand lift, so I had to stand around for 5 minutes and wait till I could actually get in the left-hand car so that I could film these lifts. That's just weird. For some weird reason, the floors require the key card in the right-hand lift, but in the left-hand lift you don't. Sorry, that's my phone making noises. And here we are at 5:05. Schindler 3300. That actually is the official floors as well. Act 2. That actually is the official floor numbering, 02, 03, 04, 05. Why they've set it up like that, I don't know, because none of the other lifts here have that.
Floor 2. Floor 2.
There you go.